welcome to the Prepare to Compete podcast. We talk all things VA benefits, real estate, entrepreneurship, and more. Kenneth Davis, how you feeling today, my brother?
Oh man, I'm blessed and ready to serve here. Blessed and ready to serve our veteran community.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. So, I got the blazer on, I'm feeling real estate agent type today, right? So we're going to get into that real estate segment, man. I know I've been posting some stuff on Real Estate Sunday School. You have real estate questions, definitely like, subscribe, comment down below. We definitely want to start growing that base with our veteran community. I know you guys know us from the Service Connection, and you guys have a lot of questions and concerns about that. But, real estate is part of the pillars of building wealth and building your finances. So I always want to definitely make sure our veteran community is educated on that. So please ask any questions that you may have regarding that. And Kenneth will definitely help with certain issues in regards to Service Connection and how that actually applies to you actually purchasing real estate with your VA loan.
Yeah. Just navigating those waterways. I think a lot of veterans probably wait a little bit too late, right? So we obviously want to rely on you to give us kind of the pull back of the curtain to understand what's going on in the real estate market, right? So at the end of the day, many veterans are deployed overseas and want to make sure their family is in a very stable environment for the most part. We talk about the Department of Defense providing a secure home for our family, but again, is that going to put you in a position to build your wealth? Probably not, because you're obviously giving it back, but I'm sure Mr. Jones here can kind of navigate how you can be able to purchase and also make sure you also build wealth throughout those purchases as well, right?
Now, when you are purchasing a home, they're going to be looking at your job history. So they're going to be looking at that, right? So the main thing, especially even when they were talking about the job history of 2 years, even when that was like a major thing, now it's got a little bit more relaxed, but you want to consider what your job was in service, right? Mm. So, Kenneth, what was your job in service?
Well, I was aviation supply.
Okay.
I worked aviation supply. So, yeah, I was kind of heavily in, the logistics.
Exactly. Okay, so Kenneth was in logistics, and I wanted to utilize that as an example, right? So let's say Kenneth was in logistics while he was in service. Okay, and now he went and got another position doing the same thing outside of service, right? Right after he discharged. Well, that work experience in that industry still continues on. So it's not like you have to reset with your job history because you're still working within that same industry, right? Mm-hmm. So that might be something to consider for veterans who may have a few different job options and you're contemplating purchasing a home. Well, if you take that job option that's very similar in that same industry that you've already been working, it's going to help you when you're applying for that mortgage application, okay? So that's going to be extremely important there. In other instances, let's say you worked as a medic and different things like that, and now you're going into being a fireman or going into nursing and different things like that. There's a lot of exceptions and stuff made for those type of career fields. And another gem that I'm going to give you guys regarding that, whether it's for you or your spouse going on a loan together, when you are actually in nursing school, okay? So not just taking your prereqs, but in nursing school, and then you actually get your RN license and you start actually working as a nurse, they actually count your job history of that time where you actually been educated in that field, okay? So whether it's nursing or whether it's any other trade that you may be pursuing, they will count that as work time in that field. So you want to be mindful of that as well.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Because, I do hear that. Now, let me ask, are there certain restrictions with certain lenders, or is it just that's kind of the common thread amongst the community?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So now each lender can put on their different overlays and their different requirements for that particular lender. That's why I always ask, my clients to go ahead and fill out an application with at least 2 or even 3 different lenders so that they can understand the different options, products, and programs. Because you may see all the lenders are offering a VA loan, right? They all have that product in their arsenal, but some lenders may have different overlays and different stringent requirements as far as putting a minimum credit score and, not looking at work experience the same way and a lot of different things. Even we have veterans that want to actually buy land to build homes, right?
Yeah.
And definitely most lenders don't cover that with the VA loan. So if you ask a lender that don't have that particular product, they'll tell you no, and you will think you can't do that with the VA loan. And in fact, you can.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And I think it's a real good point to stress as well that, a lot of these requirements, they're not because of the VA, right? The VA is more or less looking to make sure that the veteran is kind of pushed into the home and put in a good home for your family. But they're not trying to prevent you from getting into a home or getting the loan for necessary fact. They're mainly making sure that you're protected. Because again, the home purchase is one of the largest purchases that you're ever going to make in your life, for the most part, right? But another thing as well is, again, regulations are also in protection of. And I think a lot of lenders that you would necessarily want to get information from or get a loan from, make sure that they understand the VA loan, right? I think that's a huge component as well.
Absolutely. Very, very much so a huge component. So you want to make sure they understand the VA loan, and you just want to make sure that you stay educated on what your options are as well. And another point that we want to cover here is just what type of income qualifies, right? So let's say you're married, okay, and you want to utilize your spouse on a loan, or even if you aren't married and you want to buy the home with somebody else that's occupying it, you can go ahead and actually put them on a loan as well. If it's a girlfriend, I don't know if I personally advise it, but it's an option, right? You definitely have the option to do so, and you can add that income. But some other income that you might have is from any service-connected disability benefits that you're receiving, right? And that income is very good because they're not taking taxes out of that, right? So you're getting that full amount, and also there's no minimum vesting time. So what I mean by that is that do you have to receive that for 1 year, 2 years? No. The day you get out and the day you actually are awarded those benefits, your lender could actually utilize that towards your calculation for your debt to income ratio.
So let me back that up a little bit, because as a veteran myself, I want to kind of understand that, right? So if I'm a veteran and I have transitioned out of service and I am currently in school with a job on the way of that time that again, my work history from school and also my work history from the military, but I receive my disability benefits. So you're saying that they would, because from my understanding, you would need a little bit of time at that job before utilizing that income. So you're saying your benefits, you don't need that time?
The benefits, you need 0 time with those benefits. So
oh, wow.
As long as you're receiving those benefits, you have that award letter, you can go ahead and show them that. Even before you actually got that first deposit, right? Because on there it'll show the amount. And then, of course, once you get that, you would just show them the direct deposit or the check thereafter and where it came from. And as long as they know that's a permanent entitlement, they'll definitely be able to utilize that. So in those type of situations, let's say you're 100% service connected, you might be getting a hefty amount monthly, and you may be able to qualify for a home purchase depending on the price of the home, just utilizing those benefits.
And kind of, going back to that is, again, because most isn't, at that rating or decision, right? I think even if you're 30%, 50%, that is still a pretty good amount that you can go utilize towards a home purchase. So definitely with the, rising interest rates, but also as we talked about at other segments of our shows, that the benefits are also rising as well. So now you can kind of almost offset it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And understand that that number is kind of grossed up in a sense, right? Because if you're thinking about, let's say you get $2,500 a month, right? And somebody else has a job where they're making $2,500 a month. Well, they're not bringing home $2,500, right? They have taxes that are going there. They have insurance, different things of that nature. They might only be bringing home $1,700 from that. You're bringing home that whole $2,500 from that payment. So that factors in there, and that's that can lead to significant increase in the home that you can do when you combine that with your income and or your spouse's income.
Wow. Listen, that's just knowing so many people that have attempted to purchase homes and just had many bad experiences, and there's just so much content out here when we're talking about bad experiences with the VA loan or just with any loan product. That's just valuable information. So
you want to always get someone that specializes in working with what you're looking to do, whether you're looking to get an investment property, whether you're looking to utilize your VA loan for primary residence.